Hi, good morning, and happy Saturday. I am Ellie, and we are here at the Just Yoga Studio here in Corona, California, who has very graciously donated their studio for our Facebook Live yoga classes with the Pink Ribbon Place. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. A couple of things before we get started, making sure you have your yoga mat with you, making sure you have two yoga blocks, and if you don't have yoga blocks, you can always use books. You can use maybe those really sturdy boxes, just something that you could place your hand on at any point during the practice, and it's going to sustain that weight and it's not going to break. Also, one to two blankets. I always like to pull out two just because I always like to have a lot of support, especially because we are practicing on hardwood floor here. And then if you happen to have a yoga strap, I don't believe we're going to be using it for today's practice, but again, I always like to pull out all the little props for our playtime. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started with today's practice. Like always, making sure we're listening to our bodies, we are not pushing ourselves past what our body is going to give us today. And again, we just want to have a fun practice. We want to stay safe, and we don't want to be hurting any part of our beautiful bodies. So let's go ahead and get started with today's class. Go ahead and grab one of your blankets. Today, I want to start our class sitting down. Have a couple of fun little things. So make sure you have at least one to two blankets on hand. I always like to place one blanket behind me and I'm kind of half sitting on it, kind of half not. Again, this just helps to keep that posture up nice and straight. Rolling those shoulders back, taking a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And last one, big inhale and exhale through the mouth. Starting to focus on our breath. Starting to slow it down. Maybe making every inhale just as long as every exhale. Relaxing those shoulders away from the ears. And sitting up nice and tall. Relaxing that space in between the eyebrows. And checking in with our body, seeing how it's going on after a whole week. Seeing if anything is feeling a little funky today. If anything needs a little extra attention, a little extra love on the Saturday morning. And when you are ready, very slowly opening those eyes. Welcome again, and happy Saturday. Taking those hands, placing them on the knees. You're going to very slowly inhale, bringing that chest forward, pulling those hands back. Exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rounding the spine. And last one, inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rounding the spine. Coming back to center, getting a couple of shoulder rolls in, forwards, backwards, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, taking those hands behind you, leaning back just for a moment, taking the feet about hip width distance apart, and just letting those knees fall side to side, releasing any tension you got in that low back. And when you're ready, coming back to a standstill. From here, go ahead and come back into your crossed posture. So, sorry, you're seated in cross posture. But look at the way you normally sit your dominant side and take a moment and then just switch that crossing to the one that's going to feel a little funky. So this is just to keep a little bit of balance in our bodies because we normally tend to lean towards one side or the other just because we are dominant on one side. So we always tend to cross a certain way. So today we want to go ahead and cross the opposite way just to, again, keep that balance in the body. From here, let's go ahead and place that right hand down. If the floor seems too far, this is an excellent time to grab those blocks, those books, whatever it is you have, placing it on the right side. And again, this works if you have the floor is a little too far, you want to bring it a little closer, or if today the wrists aren't really helping too much, you can always come onto those forearms. So two options. The blocks are great. Go to place that hand down. Inhale, taking that left hand and bringing it all the way up and giving that nice side of your body a nice big stretch. And then whichever option you choose, making sure that you're not sinking in like this. Instead, you're creating a little space between that shoulder and that ear. And one more breath here. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take that left hand, bring it out, wherever you find it comfortable with or without a block, taking that right palm, facing it up, and inhale, bringing it over. Making sure we're breathing in, sending some of that breath right into that right side of the body. And when you're ready, coming back, rolling those shoulders once again. Taking those hands, go ahead and walk them forward. Making sure not to push yourself a little too much. Again, this is very early on in today's practice, so we just kind of want to get a feel for where we're at, where the hips are feeling. And from here, just walk those hands to the right side. Wherever you land is perfectly fine. And again, we're just looking again for a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a stretch towards that left side. And we're breathing. And when we're ready, walking those hands all the way to that left side. Again, finding a little bit of a stretch here, finding a little bit of a twist. It's a little bit of a combo. And just breathing in. And then very slowly walking back to the front and then maybe walking those hands just a little bit. Again, checking in how those hips are feeling, how everything is kind of feeling this morning. Maybe you just got out of bed, so everything might be a little tight, everything might feel a little rusty this morning, but it's all good. Go ahead and bring those hands back. From here, we are going to be coming onto our hands and knees. We're going to be using this as a transition to take some postures, some standing up postures, but we're actually going to be using a modified version of this. We're going to do a couple of variations on it. And so I do highly recommend that if you're working on hardwood floor like I am, even on carpet, I do recommend you bring a blanket with you. I always try to place a blanket under the knees to, protect them. We only get 2 of them and that's it. So take your blanket and go ahead and place it on your mat. You're going to come on here, hands and knees, and we're going to do a couple of cat-cows while we're here. So go ahead and have those hands about shoulder distance apart. Knees are about hip width distance apart. And go ahead and inhale, drop that belly. And exhale, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine, moving all those vertebrae. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center. From here, normally we would transition into these things through a down dog, but because we are taking a variation of this is more of a gentle practice. Let's go ahead and walk those hands towards that left side. until both of our knees are kind of facing this way. From here, we're going to take that, if you can see, let me just move that hair out of the way. Going to go ahead and take that right leg and bring it up. Scooch it up a little bit. And what we want to look for here is to make sure that that heel is in line with our knee, with our left knee. We are taking a warrior two, a variation of warrior two onto the knee. From here, we're going to power up those legs. Use that knee, that right knee, using those hands to come all the way up. Just take a moment, check in, fix your pants, whatever it is you need to do while we're here. And then once you're ready, take those hands out to the side, coming into your warrior two. Shoulders are relaxed, but keeping those hands nice and active. And gaze is towards that middle finger of that right hand. Breathing in. If you have any funky shoulder stuff going on, you are more than welcome to always bring those hands here to heart center. Breathing in. From here, flipping that front palm and reversing your warrior. And breathing in, relaxing that shoulder, creating a little bit of space in between that ear and that shoulder. And when you're ready, bringing those hands back out to warrior two. From here, taking that forearm, we're going to place it on that right knee. We're going to push up, create a little bit of space again, pushing up, and then taking that left hand coming up. Again, opening up that hip, bringing a little bit of opening into this right hip area. And no, you're probably really surprised, or you're like, oh my God, we have to get up. We got to do a couple of movements. But this is a gentle class, so we're going to get into the movements in the sweetest way possible, in the nicest way possible. And when you're ready, bringing that hand back down, coming into your warrior two one last time. From here, bringing those hands all the way down. Go ahead and take that knee, coming back into your cat-cow posture here, coming onto all fours, taking the hips wide and sending those hips back, coming into your child's pose. Excellent time to grab some water, to just take a moment to catch the breath, taking a moment just to listen to the body, see what you need. And when you are ready, we are going to go ahead and meet in our cat-cow one more time. From here, let's go ahead and do just a couple more cat-cow since we're already here. Inhale, dropping that belly. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine. And last one, inhale, dropping the belly. And tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Coming back to center. From here, let's go ahead and walk those hands again out towards the right side. So you might be on the opposite side now. I just switched sides just so you can see my face on both sides. From here, we're going to take both knees out this way. So looking a little bit, 90 degrees over. Planting those hands and taking that left foot out in front of us. Taking a moment here to adjust, to realign, to make sure that that knee and that taking that knee and that ankle are lining up, that heel are all lining up in one straight line. And when you're ready, we come right into our warrior two. Again, this is always an excellent option. And just breathing in. Couple of more breaths here. And while we're kind of hanging out here in our warrior two, something that I absolutely love about teaching a more gentle class, a more sweeter class, is that we can always do most of the same postures. We just take different variations, different modifications for it. And I think that is something so beautiful. It's such a beautiful part of the practice that nothing really is off limits. We just have to work around it, work in our own way, and then make it ours. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy that, if you're joining me along, we're in our warrior two in the way that today works for our bodies. Flip that front palm and reverse that warrior. Making sure you're still keeping that left leg active, still engaged. And when you're ready, warrior two. From here, taking that hand, that forearm, placing it on that knee, and taking that right hand, bringing it up. This is for our side angle stretch. In case you wanted to know what the name was, this is side angle stretch. So you're still probably really working here. You're probably still kind of sweating. We are still doing just as much work as we would if we're standing up. And bring that hand down. Warrior two. And bringing those hands down. Walking towards that long side again. Bringing those feet around. And we come back to our hands. Sorry, our cat-cow here. I am so sorry. My head is literally all over the place today. From here, simply send those hips back one more time, taking those hips wide, and taking a moment, again, to gather our thoughts. Clearly, that's me today. And maybe a drink of water, or maybe just catching our breath. And when you are ready, coming back to hands and knees. From here, in absolutely no fancy way, coming back onto our bottoms, take your blanket, again, folding it in that little taco, and placing it behind us. And we're going to go ahead and bring those feet out in front of us. And let's go ahead and take that left knee, bringing it in, keeping that right foot out nice and active. And from here, taking that right hand and just giving our left knee a nice hug. Right hand coming behind us, again, for a nice, sweet, and gentle twist here. And when you're ready, coming back to center, instead of switching legs, go ahead and take that right hand, bring it out onto the floor behind you, taking that left hand and bringing it on the inside of that left knee, and then just using it to push yourself, and again, twisting in that right direction. And this is an open twist, and creating a little bit of space here, a little bit of twist. Again, something that just feels really, really nice. And when you're ready, coming back to center. Placing that left leg down, bringing in that right leg. From here, left hand coming in to hug that leg, right hand behind us. And breathing in. And when you're ready, back to center. Placing that left hand behind, taking a moment. Adjust yourself as needed. Fix whatever it is you need to fix. And then taking that right hand, bringing it in on the inside of that right knee. And using that elbow to push yourself and open up towards the left side. Again, for our open twist towards the left. And coming back to center. Taking both feet again about hip width distance, hands behind, and letting those feet fall side to side. From here, if you happen to have a little extra time, I do highly recommend that you take a moment, sit down, maybe put your legs up against the wall. Take a couple moments just to relax, to let the mind relax and, kind of just absorb what today's practice was for you. If you don't, you are always welcome to meet me here in seated to finish off our class for today. But I always, like I said, do highly recommend you always take a couple minutes just to kind of let everything soak in, soak in today's practice. Keeping the eyes closed if you would like, hands on the shoulders. Sorry, on the shoulders, on the knees. Clearly, coffee is not such a good thing so early in the morning. It makes my brain go everywhere. But hands on the here on the knees, or bringing the hands here at heart center. Keeping those eyes closed if you would like. Taking a big inhale and exhale through the mouth. Big inhale. Exhale. And last one, big inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Taking a moment to just sit and enjoy that sweet energy that you have created today. For taking just a very small amount of time for yourself. I want to thank you for letting me be a part of your practice, for letting me and Just Yoga be a part of your day, to be a part of your practice, to just be in your presence. It's truly a privilege and an honor. And thank you again for following with me in the practice today and trying some new things, trying some variations, and really not letting how gentle and sweet this class is really stop you, from just kicking butt and, getting up and doing the practice. It really truly is something that means so much to me. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of that. Like always, please continue to check the Riverside Community Health Foundation page as well as the Pink Ribbon page for any updates. I want to wish you a very lovely weekend, a lovely week, and until we meet again, namaste.